Welcome to Network Cabling Standards lesson number 4. I am your instructor, Jose Leonardo San Miguel. The objective of these lessons are to differentiate types of connectors used for cable termination, be able to distinguish the different termination schemes, demonstrate how to properly terminate network cable, and demonstrate the basic network cable testing and analysis. There are many network connector types. I will only go over the most commonly used connectors. The first one is a punch-down connector. This connector is very common. You may find this type of connectors at most hardware stores. The next connector is a modular TG connector produced by Panduit Corporation. These connectors must be purchased by a licensed installer. They are not available for the general public. You may find these connectors installed at data centers, universities, or major corporations. The third connector is a 110 style connector. It is not commonly used for network installations because, as you can see from the image, the cable conductors do not maintain the twist all the way to the beginning of the connector. The next one is an RJ45 plug. It is very common in patch cables. There are only two types of termination schemes, T568A and T568B. The numbers in each image represents the position where each conductor must be. For example, for a T568 termination, in position 1, the conductor must be white-green. In position 2, conductor green must be installed, and so on. The image shows the difference in both termination schemes. The most commonly termination scheme used for commercial purposes is T568B. Both T568A and T568B termination schemes can be used with any category cable and any fire retardant cable. The termination scheme does not affect productivity or connection speeds. Crossover terminations are used in special cases where networking equipment is not able to distinguish between incoming and outgoing traffic. For connections 100 megabits per second, a crossover cable is simply a cable terminated T568A on one side and T568B on the other side. For connections 1000 megabits per second, one side of the cable must be terminated T568B on one side and must change as shown in the diagram. In an approved cable termination, the cable jacket must be part of the crimp. This prevents from pulling or breaking the conductors. It also keeps a twist all the way to the start of the connector. A continuity test verifies that both ends of the cable correspond with each other. A continuity test does not certify any cables to meet industry standards. The image shows a Fluke network tester showing a passing continuity test. Please notice that all of the pairs correspond with each other. A cable certification certifies that the cable installation is up to standards. The image of the Fluke network tester shows that it is certifying one network cable installation to work up to 1000 megabits per second. A crosstalk find fault checks the cable installation for any significant crosstalk along the cable path. The image of the Fluke network tester shows the crosstalk test option. In conclusion, there are many connector types in the industry. The most common connector types are punch-down connectors, modular connectors, and RJ45 plugs. There are only currently two types of termination schemes. They are T568A and T568B. In order for a cable to be properly terminated, the cable jacket must be part of the crimp. The most common cabling testing methods are continuity test, cable certification test, and crosstalk fault test.